Hey guys, I'm here to talk to you about these new VOSCN ventilators that we just got in. I'll go over a few things with you. Okay, so with these, you're going to have two different circuits that we're actually going to be operating, okay? We're going to have the active circuit. The active circuit with O2 actually has your O2 connection here with a pressure line and also your main inspiratory line, and that's what the end of it looks like. And this is your exhalation. Okay, the other tubing that we're going to be using for BiPAP is it's called a passive circuit without O2. Now you're going to have internal O2 or O2 that comes from the wall, but you won't have an internal compressor concentrator working. So this is the passive circuit that has to be used for BiPAP. Okay, so we'll go over the first one. Now this has several different options to it, as you guys know from being with the reps and everything. You have ventilation, you have oxygen, you have a cough assist, you have suction, and then you have nebulizer. 5 different things. Okay, on this side right here there's a battery pack below here, and that is for the suction on this side. Okay, there's another battery pack over here. Okay, and that controls this side of the ventilator, all the components on this side. And there's another internal battery that controls all the electronical stuff on the inside. Okay, so when you look at the panel, there's going to be 3 battery IDs on the top. They're going to have one for the right side, one for the left side, one for the center. The rep said that if you get down to about 30% battery, at 30% battery, you should definitely be plugging it in. It's going to last anywhere on battery from 3 to 9 hours, depending on what mode of ventilation that you're in. All right, so it has 3 different ways that you can actually oxygenate your patient. All right, and this is very important. The first way is it has an internal concentrator, like I was saying, that will go up to 6 liters per minute. And there are ways that you can actually go in and pick that option. The other thing that it has is you can actually bleed O2 in from the back on this nipple adapter here in the back. And and then of course the last way is 50 psi connection going into the wall, up to 100%. The bleed in here, if you're going to bleed in, is up to 10 liters per minute. And you would do that because with this ventilator, when you use suction, cough assist, or the nebulizer, then you're losing the compressor that's pumping the oxygen, so oxygen shuts off. So you have to have oxygen pumping in from the back, flowing in at 10 liters per minute if you want your patient to get oxygen. Well, if you're doing those 3 things. What I recommend is using for the nebulizer is to use the Aerogen in line, and that way you don't have to use any flow at all, and it's not going to contribute to your minute volume. Okay, so in addition to that, with oxygen, if you have to use the cough assist or the suction, it's the same thing. You'll have to have O2 bleeding in back here, and it'll warn you before you do it that you're going to lose your oxygen, and it's temporary. It also has a 100% oxygen mode to give your patient 2 minutes of oxygen. Okay, now you have to do a pre-use test before each of these. So when you use this circuit here, when you turn it on, you need to make sure that it's in like an AC or SIMV mode, okay? Because if you don't, then it goes to the wrong circuit test when you turn it on. So if you notice that it's not passing the circuit test, then you may want to go change the mode of ventilation to match the circuit that you have. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to change this around a little bit. Okay, so you gotta make sure that the patient's disconnected. Now it's telling me to disconnect the patient from the ventilator and the exhalation valve and disconnect the O2. So I'm going to disconnect the O2 from here like that, and then I can go ahead and start going to the test. Now it's telling me to put it back. See, if you don't have the right circuit, the right mode of ventilation to match the circuit, it won't give you the right check for the ventilator check for the circuit. All right, so I'm making sure that this is open. You now have to block the line without blocking the exhalation valve. Okay. Pre-use successful. Good. Now I can go ahead and start. I'm going to hook it to a test lung so that we don't have the alarm going off the whole time. Alarm silence is there. See if I can change the screen around real quick.